Hello, my name is Bob. Welcome to a short stop on pool. There is no choice but to feature the new world record high straight pool run holder, Jayson Shaw. Jayson ran 714 balls before scratching on a break shot. No telling how many more he could have run if he didn't scratch. But I have to talk about table conditions briefly. The pockets on this table are generous on purpose, just like the table John Schmidt ran his 626 on. The pockets on both tables were just under 5 inches, but the dimension between pocket points isn't the only factor affecting how easily they play. Shelf depth, facing angles, and cloth condition were all favorable for Jayson, as these shots demonstrate. How much easier than the other JS's 626 table? I have no idea. But more important is whether it matters. John Schmidt has stated that no one will run a monster number on a table with tight pockets. On the other side of the coin, larger pockets also mean it's easier to scratch. Generous pockets make it possible to create angles when you are too straight or hold the cue ball when you have too much angle. But doing so is a skill requiring great finesse, which Jayson showed all week long. In my opinion, Jayson Shaw could have run 714 balls on the 626 table due to his technique, knowledge, and skill. And yet, here you will see perhaps the most important reason why. Easy shot, right? Well, that was ball number 627 for the new world record. Now, Jayson did pose for the camera 2 shots earlier, knowing it was in the bag. But throughout the entire week, he displayed a calm, professional, business-like attitude on every shot, and every time a run ended less than 626. Let's not forget that Shane, Ruslan, and Earl all failed to put up a run over 400 balls, while Jayson did it 3 times. Okay, enough talk. Jayson shoots really fast, so there's no reason for a detailed analysis of each rack. Instead, get ready for 4 quick racks by Jayson Shaw. This is a very typical Jayson Shaw break shot. He's got a back cut angle, lots of energy going to be retained by the cue ball, and the natural angle is right into the center of the rack. So this is a straight high ball. Typical hitting the center of the rack, cue ball backed up a little and then curved forward. He's left with a cluster of 6 balls in the center of the table that need re-breaking. Otherwise, the balls are somewhat open. He goes to a shot immediately, this 15 ball, to re-break these balls. Now, I would stun the cue ball into those hard, but I'd want to keep the cue ball there. Jayson played his cue ball down. That was not an accident. He played his cue ball off from that cluster and down, knowing that the 6 is an insurance ball next. And his next shot is attacking these balls. Again, classic straight pool. Now, I thought that on that shot, it looks to me like he's got a shot on this 1 ball. Apparently he doesn't. He does look at it, as you see right there. The only shot he has is this 2 ball. He's actually got a curve around the 10, and he makes the 2 ball off the pink ball. I mean, that's a great shot. And he recognizes instantly that he can use the 9 ball to move this pink ball. Although he doesn't quite move it as far as he wants. This is his break shot. And right now, he's got a difficult shot. He's got to shoot one of these 2 stripes. This one doesn't lead anywhere. He's going to shoot this ball. Now, I would just want to keep my cue ball alive, but look what he did. Bumped balls. He drew the cue ball in there. That wasn't an accident, and that didn't have to turn out all that well. He could have not ended up with a shot on one of these balls and then had to shoot his break ball, after which he could probably then shoot this ball. But he had another option for a break shot here. But that's the confidence of a champion player, that jacked up over this ball, he can control this angle just so, knowing that he would nudge these open and get a shot. By the way, he might have had a shot on this 14 in the side as well. So it really wasn't a reckless shot. That was a very controlled shot, done very well. And then he instantly went to the 7 ball. He's going to play a carom gently into these 2 balls to open them up, knowing that the 1 ball is an insurance ball on that shot. This is just classic straight pool. And then he instantly recognizes that this is his only trouble ball. So let's play position and get almost straight in on it. All he has to do now is bounce the cue ball off the rail, and he's going to have a shot on this ball. Looks easy when a master's doing it, doesn't it? At this point, I see what looks to me to be somewhat of an obvious end pattern. He doesn't have the classic side of rack key ball here. He could use this as a key ball and get an angle to slide up there, or he could use the 10 ball and get somewhat close, as close as he can, to straight in the side pocket. And then he can follow forward or off the rail and get the cue ball pretty much back where it is right now for the break shot. In order to do that, it's almost a stop shot pattern, because he can pocket this 11 and stop the cue ball. 11 or 13, I'm not sure which. Then he has nearly a stop shot on the 14 ball, and from there, maybe a little bit of a drawback, and then he can shoot this ball in this corner and a little bit of a drawback, and he's got that ideal angle on the 10 in the side. So that looks like close to a stop shot pattern. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I think Jayson might have shot it that way on a different day at another point in time. But for some reason, he doesn't see that. What he sees is that a stop shot on the 14 ball in this corner pocket gives him this angle on the 10 to go to the side rail and up. Now, this isn't the classic end pattern, but this is classic Jayson Shaw. And you can say what you want about large pockets on this table. Well, watch this 14 ball. Center of the pocket. No doubt, center of the pocket and the perfect angle to go to the rail. And look how slowly the cue ball's moving. He's controlling the speed of that shot perfectly to get the cue ball in the exact position he wants for this back cut angle. This is a classic break shot for Jayson. A high break ball. This is straight high ball on the cue ball. Notice that the cue ball backed up and literally curved around the rack like this. This time he only has a couple of balls in the rack area. Everything else is very much wide open. Just an excellent break shot. Notice that Jayson didn't power stroke that. That was a medium soft or a medium hard stroke, but with a very smooth action at the top of the cue ball to get maximum rotation on that cue ball to make this happen. That's good straight pull. That's an excellent break shot. This next rack Jayson's going to go through pretty quick. I won't talk about shot selection a whole lot, but he bumps the balls quite a bit. Here we see the 7 ball leak over to give him an easier shot. He could have had this, but that's common in straight pull. Right away he recognizes draw back and go to the low balls. That's going to give him an opportunity to attack the cluster in the center of the table. So he takes a minute to consider the 3 or the 5. I think this is a smart choice, the 5 ball and going to these balls. You have insurance balls in both directions. Now he's going to take a minute to consider next what to do, and he's going to play position for the 1 ball in the corner. You really don't have much trouble here. Once you get rid of this ball, both of these balls go into this pocket, and that's the way I would address this rack. Jayson instead shoots the 1 ball and nudges these balls. He's kind of lucky he didn't get tied up there, I think. But this type of thing went on all week long with Jayson, bumping balls. So again, he didn't have to bump a ball there. These balls all had pockets, and he bumped the 2 and this stripe into a bad position. So what does he do? He immediately plays for the 11. Either angle on the 11 is going to let him go either this way or this way with the cue ball to open those balls. So he bumps some more balls. Now he's going to address the last problem ball. He's going to, instead of shooting the 2, he's shooting the 14, so he can get over here and shoot this stripe out of the way and use the 9 as the break ball. The natural position from this stripe gets him over on the 5 or the 4, whichever that pink ball is. Now he's got too much angle on this ball, but on this type of a table, look where the ball hit right here. In fact, I think that was one of my featured loose balls. Now he recognizes that the 10 is a perfect key ball if you can stay below it and just float up table, and that's why he brings the key ball over in this direction. Just classic straight pull and instantly understanding what's the right pattern. Jayson's angle on this break shot isn't quite as sharp, so in this case he's going low on the cue ball just to stun it off that side of the rack. Now once again, He didn't put a big power stroke on that, just enough to get the cue ball clear, knowing he's going to knock some balls loose. Now he's coming to look at how to re-break this cluster in the center of the table. What does the 10 ball pass? And it does. I don't like that shot, and the reason is, on the re-break of this cluster, you're pushing balls towards balls that are already open. So I kind of disagree with this one. I think he would have had a better opportunity coming over here and possibly shooting this pink ball and re-breaking them in this direction. But he does something very wise here. Look how soft he hit that, knowing he's got insurance balls going this way or likely to have some other kind of shot. And then the next thing on his mind instantly is bumping a ball to make a break shot. He would have preferred that 3 ball to come up in this direction. So what does he do on the very next shot? Try to improve his break shot. Now, this is good enough. He's got a key ball right here for the break shot and a K2 ball to get on that. These balls on the bottom of the table are easy as pie. It'd be just as easy to pocket these balls if the pocket size was 4 1/4 inches. Not a problem at all. So just clear those balls, and then his end pattern is these 2 balls followed by this one, and the 11 is the key ball. Right here he does something pretty wise. That's minimal cue ball movement. I would have tried to play position for the 15 and then the 14, but minimal cue ball movement. He's right on the 14 in the side with a natural angle to get on his K2 ball. This is the reason why Jayson is running these racks so quickly. He sees the entire table instantly. And I can barely keep up with him. I can't keep up with him in commentating. Yet, now notice how softly he hit that to preserve that sharp back cut angle that he prefers on a high break ball. You can guess how he's going to cue this. Straight high ball right into the side of the rack. Notice that the cue ball deflected off the top of the rack towards the side pocket, and the cue ball, the high English calls it to curve away from the side pocket. That's classic straight pool. Great break shot. Another classic Jayson Shaw break shot, but watch the cue ball this time. Force follow to the bottom rail. So if it's not going to back up and go back through the rack or past it, it goes to the bottom rail. In fact, that happened more often than not. Now notice what he did. Jayson had an easy shot on the 6 ball, but he noticed this small cluster in the middle of the table and bumped those balls immediately on that long shot. I'm not sure that I agree with that. He created another problem right here. Now look at how long he stood there and looked at this. He needs a break shot, there's no break shot, and he needs to deal with these. So he found a way to deal with them immediately by leaving a nice sharp angle on this 1 ball to, guess what? Bump a ball. Now, the lead wasn't very good. There was no insurance ball. He just knows he's not going to miss. He's got to shoot this long, difficult 9 ball, and he didn't need 5-inch pockets to make this ball. That was a perfectly aimed ball. And from here, I would definitely shoot the 6 to bring the cue ball back down table, because the 6 isn't of any use here. But he has these balls on his mind. He wants a better break ball, and he needs to deal with these balls that are kind of clustered here. So he didn't get the proper angle on the 7, so he shoots the 10 to get the angle. Now he wants to run into these balls and improve his break ball. He likes that better because that 11 ball is higher, so now that's his break ball, but there's still a problem. I would be very concerned with these 2 balls if I was running this rack. Jayson's not very concerned. What does he do? Bumps a ball. Now what does he do here? I'm going to try and come past this and bump the 11 to get on the 2. He bumps another ball. So that's like 4 times he's bumped a ball during this rack where I would have found a different way. And then this is a Jayson Shaw exclusive shot. Who else is going to power draw the 2 in the corner to get on the 6 and then play perfect speed control, not for the 14 in the corner, but the 14 in the side? This is non-traditional, but when you have the firepower of a Jayson Shaw, it's the right way to shoot the rack. And look how close he put the cue ball to the rail. He wants that back cut angle on that break shot. For the 500th time in the week, a back cut angle with a straight high ball. on the break shot. Cue ball backed up and went through the rack. Classic Jayson Shaw, classic break shot. I'm going to show the next shot here because he looks like he's tied up. The 13 doesn't go. There's no good shots here at all. He could cut the 14, but he looks at the 7-9 combination. He can just barely make it past the 3 ball. But he doesn't give this ball a chance to miss. Center of the pocket, ladies and gentlemen. Congratulations, Jayson Shaw, Mr. 714. I hope you found that informative, entertaining, and helpful. If you did, please hit the subscribe button and give me a thumbs up. Head over to SatoriFlatRack.com and check out the promo video for my new and unique pool ball rack. And of course, ShortstopOnPool.com for my book, A Shortstop on Straight Pool. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time at Shortstop on Pool.